What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Magic Hour. I am VeVe Magic. There's no good way to say this, but people call me Magic. And I'm here with my co-host Dave. What's up, Dave?
What's up, Magic? What's good? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Crypto Magic Hour. You guys are going to learn so much stuff. Maybe not today, but in subsequent episodes. You guys, I'm super excited for this, Magic. What's up? What's good?
Too.
How's your day?
Good. I mean, I haven't even had a chance to check out the news. It is Inauguration Day. It's just serendipitous that it happened this way, that this is when we're launching, but it's so perfect. So we'll go into a little bit of detail about why the show was created and what the goal of it is. So we've been planning this for about a month, right, Dave? Oh no, don't freeze on me. Dave, you're frozen. Okay, he may have to leave and come back. I can't hear him or see him. So I'm going to... You're got a super lag.
Of course. Like, I mean, day one.
Yeah, I leave because you're even breaking up in audio. So leave and come back. Gotta love a live show, right, guys?
Nonsense. All right, here we go.
Okay, are you back? I think you might be back, or you're leaving.
Am I back?
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Oh,
this is going great, guys.
No, you know what it is? I got like 7,000 tabs open at the top.
So oh no, that's not good. Don't do that. Yeah,
I should definitely bring that down to a minimum. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to like look and see like what was cooking on the crypto news side, like the Bitcoin side. But and now I figured like what do we do? Like I figure what we do today is kind of maybe we fill everybody in on exactly what it is that we're going to be doing. What the show is going to be about. Obviously, timing couldn't be more perfect with everything that's been going on and kind of like the whole 9 yards. But maybe let's kind of give them the origin story about how like you and I were originally talking, and it was just like, Dave, can you help me with this? And I was just like, oh, Magic, let me help you with this. Like, this is the simplest stuff ever. And you're like, it's not just me. A million other people probably have these same issues, these same problems, and they don't know. And I'm like, you're probably right. So it's kind of how this whole thing kind of came about, with a little more drama, obviously, like sprinkled in, of course. But yeah.
Yeah, no, so I'm a visual learner, and I learn by doing. And so I was like, I need to sit down with you and have you walk me step by step. Otherwise, I'm going to call you each time I need help and drive you crazy. If you teach me, then it won't be as bad. I still do that, but I'll get better. And so we met up, and you're helping me walk through step by step of setting up wallets and buying here, sending there, and all these, conversions. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm asking you every single little question along the way. And you're like, how can you be so smart, but so dumb about crypto? And I'm like, I'm not alone. I promise you that. Yeah, that one stung, Dave. That one stung.
So here's, I think what I also want to do too, right? It's like, shout out to everybody, obviously, that's in the chat. What up, Vibe? I see Omi-Wan, Casual, everybody else. I should probably share this out on Twitter and everywhere else, right? That would be great in terms of promoting our own show. That would kind of be cool. And let people know.
Don't do it on another tab, though.
Yeah. I'm closing tabs as we go. I also just started hearing double talk, and I was like, wait a minute, I probably have the YouTube tab open in a separate tab. So
don't do that either.
Yeah. What up, OBL? I would really honestly, so for this episode, I feel like we're just going to talk a little bit of shop, obviously. We'll talk like the purpose of what we did, why we're starting this. Obviously, like we just started telling you guys, but any suggestions also that you guys maybe have like throughout, whether it's this show or any subsequent show that we do from like this point forward, throw everything and anything like into the comments. Cause like we're going to be looking at this stuff. I feel like we started this because you guys know how heavy into crypto I am, right? And the simple questions are always the ones that people are always afraid to come up on a Twitter space or something and say, hey, like, right? Like they're like, I don't have anything valuable to contribute, right? And it's like, you feel like you're the dumb kid in the class. And at the end of the day, everybody has kind of been there. Yeah. Everybody has kind of been there. And I want you guys to genuinely come here, feel comfortable, feel part of and look, we've all known each other, right? And there's a majority of you, right? VeVe fam or otherwise, that are probably like, I don't know none of this shit. I don't know none of this stuff. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. So this is what this is for. You heard Magic say visual learner, beginner style, right? Like we're going to kick off like, right? Like probably like starting next week, there's going to be a full segment where we're going to talk about like how to open a wallet, how to send a cryptocurrency, which wallets do you need to own, right? And we're going to be sharing screens and literally going through everything. Shout out, Millie. Appreciate it, bro. And like, we're going to be going through literally every single one of these steps because number one, we obviously see it as a massive opportunity. Shout out Hinano and thank you for obviously like the crash course. We see it as a massive opportunity, number one, to help everybody currently, but in an incoming and an impending bull run, like the Magic, you remember when you first got into VeVe and everything else, and it was almost kind of like, I'm drinking from a fire hose out here. Like, what is a wallet? Like, what is it? It was every space you went into, it was just kind of like, oh my God, like information overload. So that's kind of maybe just to kind of give everybody a little bit of backstory. And we'll sprinkle a little degen action in there somewhere. We'll teach you guys some best practices, you know, and like what to do. But that's pretty much what's banker. Good shout out. That's pretty much like the whole premise of what we did. Did I miss anything, Magic?
I would just say also as coming up with the idea, well, first off, we were together going through the transactions that I was trying to, you know, have you teach me. And you literally said, we should be like, this should be live. Like, that's how the inception of this idea came to be. He's like, you said, there's got to be other people like you out there. And this could be really, really helpful. And we're in a climate right now where there's a lot of buzz, right? There's a lot of, especially today, there's a lot of people that had not even known what crypto was before, and they're wanting to know more. And there's going to be a lot of new people coming in that have no idea what they're doing. And, you know, speaking as a newbie or normie, and I'm sort of in the middle, right? Like, I don't know nothing, but I don't know a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I know
that's
just
a lot
enough.
of people, though. That's a lot of people.
And so I go in, you know, shout out to you. You host spaces almost every day of the week with tons of information, tons of alpha. You're very, very well researched. And so I hop into these spaces, but I've told you, it's sometimes it's like hearing a different language. I mean, even when we were going through me trying to do this stuff, you said, like, do you listen to my spaces? And I said, yeah, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, of course I do, but I find it fascinating, but the space ends and I'm like, so what just happened?
Yeah.
And I know that I will learn the language as I get more and more, you know, engrossed and entrenched and just learning.
Yeah.
And I just want that to be the opportunity for other people out there too, that they can find through us a way to not feel as dumb as I do. Like I feel dumb about this stuff. And I listen to tons of spaces and I'm just like, it's overwhelming. And yeah, I want to contribute, but it's like, what would I even say if I got up there?
I also like, honestly, like I also want it to be super, super interactive with people. Right. So I want you guys to understand that like anything that you guys are going to put like in these chats, right? Like we are going to cover, maybe not in that moment, unless y'all pay the money for those, you know, I'm just saying we're going to roll that out. But like, obviously, like you guys know that I've been here for every single person, especially in the VeVe fam. If anybody's ever had an issue, like I was a phone call away. I'm obviously fully doxxed. People have my phone number. Anybody can obviously call like whenever they have an issue. And I've probably gotten hundreds of phone calls, right? Whether it's like, oh, I think I might have been hacked, or I think I might do this, or I don't want to fuck this up or that or whatever. And I genuinely want this to be that way. So like, don't ever think that there's such thing as the stupid question, because the stupid question, I promise you, is the question that everybody else in the chat is probably waiting to ask, but just doesn't want to be like, am I going to be the one to like say it? And I feel like just putting it in a chat is a lot simpler than coming up on stage on a Twitter space and saying, okay, guys, so I have a question, for fear of like someone being like, there's no ridicule here. There's no laugh. This needs to be total like safe space. But we also get to kind of like fuck around a little bit and just like, let's have fun at the same time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited for this. Like, I think there's a massive need for this. I'm super excited. I love everybody that's here. Shout out D. I see you, Millie, Hanano, Yo, Steph. I love this, man. Like, this is great.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody supporting. And we are going to get into very specific topics as episodes continue. But this one is just sort of the intro and talking about sort of the climate right now. And it's really funny because I had already scheduled this and written this out. We met earlier, actually last weekend, I think it was, online, and talking about topics. And we're like, well, we have a new administration coming in, and you know, there was I was seeing on Twitter and stuff, all these, so-called bets of like, is the word cryptocurrency going to be in the inauguration speech? Little did I know what a weekend we were going to have this last weekend. And it just not only made this even that more perfect, but it's like, oh my gosh, this is like meant to be, because now, if you don't know, there's a Trump coin that just got launched. What, 3 days ago? And so I think we're already getting the thank you, Steph. I think we're already getting the answer to the question, but let's jump into that, Dave. I mean, first, I guess.
Wait, can we really quick just immortalize this, like this, what do we call these? Are these are super chats? I'm the YouTube newbie. Shout out, yo, Steph, shout out to you for actually being the like, can we screenshot this? Yeah, can we screenshot this somehow or something? Because like, I want, wait a minute. I got to take a picture of this. Steph, like there's huge benefits to being first in my book for a lot of things. So yeah, you will definitely be hearing from me, because like I appreciate the hell out of this. So thank you, Steph. Let's go. Love that. Yeah, and
so I don't know if you wanted.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, obviously, like you guys know, like we're doing this obviously like because we want to spend our time, we want to educate people. At the end of the day, the whole 9 yards. There's no obligation to spend money here, right? Like that's not what this is about, right? Like we're gonna monetize. Me and Magic are gonna do work on the back end. But if you feel so inclined and you feel grateful, let's go at the end of the day. But I get it. But yeah, let's jump into the whole Bitcoin talk. It was a freaking wild weekend. We had Trump token launch, right? And it was just like, oh my God. When I tell you, I don't think I left spaces, and shout out to Millie and Landy and like me and him, me and these two and Presley, like we were all hosting spaces like from when we heard that news. And Landy ran like a 12 or 14 hour space or something. And it was something crazy. And everybody was, and shout out to Village, by the way, who totally put me on to this whole like Trump business. And it was just like, at $7 billion, what am I going to buy this thing now? It's already at a $7 billion market cap. And for those that are wondering, like, well, what's the market cap, right? We'll go into the details and we're going to get everything. But just for purposes of like this one, it's like, that's really, really high for any meme token. And just to put that kind of in perspective for people, Pepe, which if y'all remember how Pepe was in the fanfare around Pepe, it's like, this is the meme and this and that. Pepe was sitting at 8 billion and this thing just ran by. So like, we had no idea where this was going to go. Hopefully people made some money. Shout out Skeet. What's good?
It's safe to say it's a unicorn, right? Wouldn't you?
That's it.
This is sort of unheard of.
For a meme, that is insane, right? Like for a meme token to do what Trump did was crazy. But in pure Trump fashion, we then got the Melania token yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't love that.
I mean,
love that one.
He had me at Trump, but at Melania, it's not.
And then also all the other, here's like something that people need to also be educated about is you have all the scam tokens that start popping up, right? And so how do you know what you can trust, what you can't trust? Can you trust any of them? Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So here's my rule of thumb when it comes to all of this. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard me say this. For those that are new here, like you're going to get a crash course in this kind of education. And this is just crypto talk, right? Like this is not me as a human. Like I love other people. I love giving people the benefit of the doubt in my real life. But like in crypto, shout out Casual. Appreciate you, bro. Let's go. In my real life, in crypto, the word trust has to be used so loosely and sparingly, because you have to assume that every single interaction that you have with a digital wallet, your MetaMask or this or that, somebody is trying to take your money, your collectibles, your NFTs, your whatever. That is the mindset you have to operate with. And when you operate with that mindset, you not only are safer, but the biggest deal is like people think like, oh, I got hacked. The majority, and I mean overwhelming majority, about 75% or more of like the theft that happens from wallets literally happens because somebody was socially engineered. I told you, or you got an email, right? That might have said, oh, like go mint this, or hey, you got an offer on this. And then you go there, and next thing you know, you click that link because like you're so like, oh, I have that. That's my thing. And they make it look so enticing, or they give you a time crunch and it's just like, hurry up, we're only minting for the next 30 minutes. There's only a few left. And you're like, ah. And the next thing you know, you're running and it's just like, where my NFTs at? Like, where's all the shit in my wallet? So, and when it comes to tokens, these are a dime a dozen. You can call them derivatives, you can call them scams, you can call them whatever you want. Unless you see people, like the reason why I didn't buy into this Trump token at $7 billion market cap was because I didn't know if it was real.
Same.
Twitter accounts get hacked every day. President of the United States is no exception. I would have thought that working with Elon, they probably would have went some extra lend to like genuinely like secure that account, which was good. And it turned out that it was, and the whole 9 yards. But the scam accounts are out there. If you guys look for anybody that's been on any of these platforms, right? And we're going to go through like in future episodes, like the different platforms to use, how to actually spot this stuff, because I get a lot of phone calls of the, like from degens in training, I guess we'll call them, right? That are just wanting to be like, hey, how do I like do this? Or like, what do I need to look for? Like, and we'll get into all of that. Like there's a million platforms. Like I've been in these trenches for a very long time. So like, I have a wealth of knowledge to be able to help educate people on. And then by the end of it, Magic, hopefully you're going to be a certified degenerate. We should probably start a course, you know, like you want to go through and like people can graduate to become like full on DJ, like Solana or like DJ.
Is that something to celebrate?
Yeah, it could be. Listen, meme coin money is Jenny wealth. It's generational wealth. Some people made back. I mean, think about it. Where did you buy your Trump token, right? Whether you sold or you didn't at the height, right? Like I got in at like a 7 billion market cap and it went to 72 billion. I think I sold at like 69 billion, which is crazy. Like to be able to call that close of a top, that's a 10x in less than 36 hours, like 10 times your money. Granted, I only put in a couple $100, right? But like $200 to $2,000 in 36 hours. Where are you going to make that kind of money in any other financial market? It doesn't exist.
So I heard about it and I was like you that, and I'm obviously even more conservative because of not having the experience and the knowledge.
Yeah.
And so I was like, could this be real? Like what's going on here? And I was just sort of like, you know, watching all of sort of the timeline and what people were saying, the spaces that were being held. I was in that Landy space for quite some time. I got in at 8 billion. And then, woke up, what was it, the next day and saw it at 70. I was like, oh my God, like what is going on?
8 billion in the morning. I think we were in O'Malley's space at 35 billion at night before I went to bed. And I made the decision I was going to double down a little bit more because I'm like, this thing has legs. And I wake up the next morning at 5:30 or 5:45 and I see 68.5 or $69 billion. I'm just like, yeah. And when the writing is on the wall, when we're going to teach you guys like all the tricks of the trade to taking profit. We're going to teach you everything about all these crazy ass acronyms that you see of DYOR and do your own research and cool. But what the fuck does that actually mean? What does do your own research mean? Right? Like what does like, you know, NFA and not financial advice? Everybody out here is giving financial advice because they're coming back and telling you I told you so. Yeah.
Speaking of, just to be clear, this stream and this series is not financial advice. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Cue the disclaimer. D, I got you on the thon. No worries. Good looks. I love you and appreciate you guys. Yo, you are the realest ones. And shout out to the whole Uncommon podcast group. Y'all are here too. Let's go.
Yeah.
I gotta go grab I have to grab my vape is somewhere.
Come on. You can survive.
What? No?
You can survive. You're good. You're good.
Come on.
Good grief.
For the vape. I don't.
So,
you know?
a little less, DJ. Just a little. We got to button up just a little bit.
Let's sleep and breathe this. That's what this is about.
So I don't know what you want to disclose. So I'm still holding on to mine because, and that may be the wrong move. I don't know what I'm doing, but my realm of thinking is that, and it would have been great to have sold at that and then see the huge dip it took, I think back down to 29. bought back in and then see what happens. That's probably what I should have done. But I've held on to it. Actually, even bought some more. And
yeah,
I'm really curious what today is going to bring. Also, the other news last night is that it's now listed on Robinhood. So
that's big.
That's something. So people that are new, right? You couldn't just go to Coinbase or Robinhood and buy this when it happened, right? You kind of had to know to an extent of what you were doing. I mean, I had to reach out and ask because I didn't know how to buy it. And I so happened to have one of the wallets where I could swap Sol for Trump. But that's another thing too, right? So what could this now being on Robinhood exchange mean for it? Is it a good? Is it a bad?
Yeah, I think, listen, I think the more people that get exposed to this, obviously, the better. I think Robinhood was the catalyst for those that remember or that were here in 2021 or have any exposure on the crypto side. Remember Dogecoin, right? Like Doge is literally sitting at 58 or $59 billion market cap right now, right? So that's like the poster child when it comes to memes. And the thing that set it off was, I mean, it was a multitude of factors, but like when you really look at it, people were kind of cooped up in their homes. We were on lockdown during COVID, and ultimately Robinhood was like, you know what, this is getting some traction, like on the crypto side. Like let's give people access to be able to buy this thing. And when people are getting stimmy checks, right, stimulus checks sent to their home, you know, for not being at work or whatever, it's like, okay, cool. Like, what do I do with this? And they see the price of like, you know, 0.0003 or 2 or whatever, and they're like, let me see it. Like I can do this. And when you give people that access, it's like everything changes. And now you see Trump listed on every single major exchange, right? Like you have it now. I believe it is on Coinbase. I got to double check.
Really?
I think it's actively traded. I think they said they were listing it, but it's on Binance. It's on Bybit. It's on like all of these major exchange, Kraken. You see Dave Portnoy from Barstool, right? Like literally made a $500,000 bet. And he took that $500,000. He made a $500,000 bet on Trump. That shit ran like crazy. I think he doubled or tripled up his money to like $1 million or $1.5 million. Then took that and apparently went to go bet on the Buffalo Bills yesterday, which I think I saw they were leading in the fourth quarter. But
who did they play?
I think they played Baltimore. They played the Ravens yesterday. So yeah, I would open another tab, but then you guys might see.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. But yeah, so I think it's a great thing being listed on Robinhood. As many exchanges as possible, it's more exposure. And the other name that I want you guys to keep in mind too is this application called Moonshot, right? Because something unprecedented did happen in crypto, there's a lot of unprecedented that happened in crypto, like just given like this past week with Trump doing this is. Number one, there was two crypto apps that cracked the top 5 in the App Store. Like 2 and 3, like at one point it was 1 and 3, right? So that was number one was the Phantom Wallet, which we're going to go over.
Which just recently launched, right?
Phantom Wallet is about
or did they did this huge like marketing thing and all of a sudden everybody was getting Phantom Wallets and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. Because now when they raise money, so this is we can get into kind of how that works, where ultimately like you want to be part of airdrops, right? So like they just raised $150 million, right, in a Series C round of funding, which means a lot of VCs are like, this is the future. We're going to dump a hell of a lot of money in here. They have the users, they have everything. And then people go and create names like you were just like, am I doing this right? Right. When you created your Phantom name and it was like, those tweets blow up because it's like, I'm going to follow you. You're going to follow me. And then people want to now participate because that's how you get airdrops, is participating in ecosystem. So if it means creating a name, maybe like I've gotten $500, $1,000 for doing something like that, you know, but yeah, point being, these apps were 1 and 3 in the App Store, and that has never, ever happened before. And the second one I'm talking about is something called Moonshot. Moonshot is an application that essentially allows the average everyday person. So if someone called you Magic, like if you were like, hey, how do I move this from this wallet to that wallet? That's not scalable, right? You're not going to sit on the phone with your mom or your sister or your friend that knows nothing shit about this stuff to be like, yeah, I'm going to need you to go download a Phantom Wallet, write down these 12 words, and then I'm going to need you to open a Coinbase account. I'm going to need you to buy. So, and then even then, you weren't able to send the Sol to your Phantom Wallet because there was delays up the wazoo. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So what Moonshot does is You want to buy this thing? Open up the app, put in your credit card. They hide all the wires for you. They open the wallet for you. No seed phrase, no BS, no nothing. And they say, how much Trump do you want to buy? Done. And you're good and you're on your way. Exactly kind of how VeVe does it, right? Where they make it so simple where it's like, open up your application. You want to buy some gems? Cool. Now you can go frolic in the free market, in the secondary market. You can participate in drops. You can do all that other stuff, right? That's the way in which this whole industry moves forward. So whether it's Robinhood that's out there doing this stuff, Moonshot that brought on 400,000 new users on chain, which is in 2 days, that's just really unheard of. So we're headed in the right direction. So I'm excited about it. It's gonna be killer. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
So let's get into this inauguration day.
Yeah.
So we had already the talking point of this was going to be, what does this look like to you for the next 4 years, the landscape of crypto? What do you think we can see? Do you think this is going to be beneficial? And also, how do you think we're going to be seeing Trump launching more tokens? Do you think he's going to sort of embrace and endorse the Trump token itself, or the whole family of tokens? Like, let's get into that a bit.
You saw some parody, and Omi-Wan, absolutely, bro. That is something that Magic and I have 100,000% discussed. We are working on it in the background, and probably by next week we will have an ENS domain set up, and we'll talk about what that stuff is, so that everyone can, if they choose to, you'll be able to see everything live. Like, we'll have the wallet address up. So appreciate the suggestion. I like where your head's at, my bro. Yeah, like, look, like I think where we are currently at right now in this current kind of, maybe, I guess, political climate, right? Like, crypto wasn't going anywhere. And I think it took the main stage in this election super fast, very prominently, because there's a lot of money here, right? Like, people are putting money into this, and it's not, and I know, like, this is something that I really want to clarify with people, right? It's not, when we say crypto, the majority of, like, the mainstream adoption that's happening is using blockchain technology, and understanding the difference between what a cryptocurrency is and what a blockchain is, I think, is really important. And just, I'll give you guys just the quick rundown, right? Like, the blockchain is essentially what the cryptocurrency and all these other tokens run on, right? Like, so you have a blockchain, like, let's say Ethereum or Bitcoin, and ultimately that native token, which is ETH, right, is essentially the transaction currency for that chain. And what makes these chains go is ultimately who's building on them. What are they building on them? Why are they building on them? Is it being used, right? So all these different factors. Ethereum obviously being one of the most notable in terms of being built on and so on. But when you look at really where this blockchain tech has come, for those that have never heard the name BlackRock, welcome to reality. I'm glad that you crawled out from under the rock, like, genuinely. Welcome to the show, because the BlackRock name literally owns everything from resources in the most crazy ends of the earth to some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies to AAU football teams. Like, and I kid you not, like, they are invested in everything. And when you have a $12 trillion asset manager like BlackRock saying to the rest of the world, listen, we were wrong about this. Because if you remember the narrative behind crypto for the last however long you've been in crypto, you know kind of the reputation it has, right? It's like, it's for scammers. It's all for, like, it's like drug dealers and this and that, all because of Silk Road and Ross. Oh, it's like, nah.
You know what I hear the most is from people that aren't into crypto is it's fake money. It's not real money. That's what I hear the most.
Oh, I can't wait to get into those. There is so much content that we have. Like, I cannot wait to just.
That's what I thought in the beginning. I heard about this back in, like, oh my gosh, like, real early. I knew he's probably rich as hell now, but I knew this guy that kept talking about Bitcoin, and I was like, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard about it years and years and years ago, and I myself was like, I don't understand how that's money.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, wrap your head around, but we're gonna do, like, a whole thing next week on, like, kind kind of the history of money. I'm going to hopefully I have some amazing resources for you guys to be able to just go watch of like just different interviews that people have had, right? That really break this stuff down a lot more eloquent, a lot easier to understand using, and we're going to do that too, right? But there's just a ton of resources that like, just from my experience in the last like 4 years being in this game, that I think make it genuinely easy to understand, where it's like, everybody remembers tulips, right? Like in the Netherlands and tulip trading. It's like, is this a bubble? Like who's trading tulips, right? Like what makes a currency a currency? What gives the dollar that we use every day, or the euro, or whatever, wherever you're looking, what gives that paper money value? It's not backed by anything. Is it gold? Is it oil? Like the full faith and credit of the United States government, right? So we're going to get into these things so you guys can genuinely understand the difference between what Bitcoin actually is. I don't know why I do this. I do this a lot. Like, it's like I weigh things out. Like whatever. I'm from Brooklyn.
What am I doing with my hands?
I'm talking with my hands. We're gonna weigh out essentially, like, and we're gonna compare, so you guys can have a genuinely like. Imagine that you're sitting at like the dinner table, right? Like with your family, and they say like, "What's the difference between Bitcoin and like dollars? And like, why would I buy Bitcoin?" We're going to genuinely lay it out for you so like people can actually understand like, oh, okay, I get it. How was, let's go, Ronnie. How was actually Bitcoin birthed? Who started it? Why did they start it, right? A lot of people don't know that Bitcoin was started on the back of the financial crisis of 2008. For those that don't remember, that banking crisis. Our economy was literally on the verge of collapse in 2008. And Satoshi, right, which we could get into, obviously, who Satoshi is, go watch that documentary on HBO, was like, we need to fix this shit. Like, we need to create a money that people can use around the world that is essentially, but like, there is no interference from like the general consensus of like a banker or this or that. And we'll get into banking and all that stuff as well. But look, like I want people to really understand like what the differences are here. And I think like once people genuinely understand what Bitcoin is and what it can actually do, will they appreciate where we are in this current climate and why now we're seeing, or we have, the first pro Bitcoin administration ever. I mean, ever, ever, ever. This, I think, is going to be like the biggest deal, because we've never had a president in the White House that is saying, look, we are going to essentially pioneer this entire technology. Because again, it's not just crypto, it's blockchain overall and what that's going to be able to facilitate. So I got use cases up the wazoo. People don't even know that in California, the California DMV is using the blockchain. All of your cars.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm a Californian. Did you know that?
Yeah. You got 50 million different car titles on the Avalanche blockchain in California that the DMV like ran a whole like test on. But you don't know, right? Like you have no idea, but like that's the way it's supposed to be. You shouldn't need to know that, but at least now you know in the background these records are not falsified, and you know that there's going to be much, much, much less fraud. So we can get into that another time, but the headwinds are there. Now politically, there's money there. When you have money anywhere, like politicians, where the money at? Let's go. Shout out, big bro.
So overall, you see this as a positive for
not like, I mean, look, I don't know how you could see this as a negative, right? Like we are on the verge of the biggest technological revolution. I'm such a fucking nerd. We are on the verge of like the biggest technological revolution ever, between blockchain, AI, and the combination of the two, even sometimes like, and coming together. It is something that, I mean, we've never experienced this in our lives. Like the invention of the steamboat, right? Like marked like the launch of the Industrial Revolution. Look at what we can do today. Like all the stuff, like the use cases are insane, insane, insane. Bitcoin, to Slider's point, it's the best performing asset ever of all time since inception. It is the 8th most valuable asset in the world. Greater than silver, like worth, like, I mean, like just like value wise, that's a powerful thing. And the more people that buy into this idea, because it all starts as an idea, right? Magic, if I tell you like, hey, this dollar is worth $1, you believe me. Everyone has told us $1 is worth $1 because they believe you. All right, cool. Right. But a Bitcoin is a Bitcoin. And we're going to get into that kind of stuff too, where people are like, yeah, but I think this is massively positive for just humans and civilization, and like generally like people will benefit from this immensely. And we'll go through I have 1,000,001 use cases to be able to go through it. Shoot, I don't prep very well. My low battery thing just went on, so I got to go get my charger.
On your computer?
Yeah. On your computer? Yes, on my
We help
computer.
you.
On my computer. I know.
You're
I didn't
killing
prep
me.
very well. I know. I was too busy doing my hair, trying to make sure that it looked good. By the way, the touch up on YouTube, great. I do not look. I mean, it makes me look so much better. You know, it's great. Yeah. I need a charger. Let me see if it's there. Oh, you know what? I don't even have to go too far. I'm taking you guys with me. Let's go.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. See?
Field trip.
Field trip. Here, and bing. Good. Yeah.
So
for those that don't know
go ahead.
Magic, she's a massive planner. So like, if we are not on point, it's my ass. So everybody,
Mr. I'll be there 10 to 15 minutes early.
What? It was like 4 minutes. That's like Dave time. You got to like adjust for that. You know what I mean? When I take 10, 15
Slippage.
minutes, you know, people are still waiting on calls back for me to say like 10, 15 minutes, just FYI. Ask O'Malley, he'll tell you.
Oh, I know. I know too.
That's
killing
cool.
me. So, how are you feeling since the Trump coin is sort of a massive talking point right now? Like, how are you personally feeling about it today versus a week from now? Is are we going to get rugged? Like, you know, there's people with genuine fears, right? Like, so can you tell me like how you feel about that?
Yeah, let's pull this up so that you guys can be looking at the chart kind of at the same way that that I'm looking at it. So give me 1 second. I'm going to share the screen or share the tab because I think this is importante for people to know.
Yeah, pick the tab.
Yeah. All right, you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is Deck Screener, right? So Deck Screener is pretty much where all of the degens live, right? Like this is it. And this is ultimately going to show you the chart, right? The price action as to like what Trump coin has been doing. I think this goes back maybe like a day or you could look at like 5 days and we could look at like since the beginning, right? Like, look at this.
Jeez.
Somebody actually sent, no, that wasn't real. What? Oh my God, was that real? If you flip this on its side, somebody actually took this chart, and if you like flip it 90 degrees, it like shows Trump's face outline. I'm like, that can't be real. There's no way.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's what? No, that's not it. Anyways, point being, so where do we think this thing is going? I have no idea. And like Magic said in the beginning, none of the shit that we share here is going to be considered financial advice, right? Like we're here to teach, we're here to educate, teach you concepts, right? Like so that you guys can be better prepared to make the decisions on your own. Crypto, the one big thing is this is your money, okay? It is 100% your money. It is not my money. It is not Magic's money. None of that. You have to choose and you have to make decisions and you have to educate yourself on essentially what the hell am I actually doing, right? Like with this money. Right. So you have to educate yourself here. So that's why we're here. But when I look at this Magic, like we got in, I think it was like right here, right? Like right around here. Okay. Mm-hmm. And when you look at just this parabolic rise, it's like, is this sustainable? That's what I ask myself when I see stuff like this. I'm just like, how sustainable is this? And eventually you get a crash, right? It was like, here was the peak, right? It was like 70 or 70. Yeah, you go almost, oh my God, almost $75 a token, which obviously is in this case is almost like 75 billion in market cap. And then right here, somebody said, oh,
bye.
How much is it? I'm going to empty a clip of all of the stuff that I bought. And then all of a sudden you go from $75 to $37.
But also talk about how liquidity was leaving for other things, right?
Yeah. So the way in which like liquidity works, right? So what this did was like, there's only so much money, right, within the crypto ecosystem now, right? Bitcoin is like a $2 trillion asset. People were selling their Bitcoin, which is crazy to me. People were selling their Bitcoin in order to try and get into this. And you're probably asking yourself like, well, why the fuck would anybody do something so crazy? The reason why you do something that crazy is so that you can make gains from when you buy here and then sell on the way up here, because 7, 8, 10x. Bitcoin would have to go to $700,000 to make the gains that you could have made in 24 hours from Trump going from here to here.
Insane.
But it is a casino at the end of the day, right? Like, you don't know for sure what's going to happen. You can only make the best educated guess. So
I think we were all stunned.
What's that?
I don't think any of us could have predicted that it was going to do what it did in such a short span of time. Everybody was like, what is going on?
Yeah, there is no way. There's no way anybody could have predicted this. But when we start looking at it, right, and the reason why on night one, after I bought in at like 7 or 8 billion, and by the way, shout out, happy birthday, belated birthday to Village. On night one, when I had bought in at 7 billion, when Village called me, and then, or rather, on like 24 hours later, I'm sitting in the space and I see it at 35 billion, and I'm like, am I psychotic for thinking this is going to go higher? Because to tell you guys how unprecedented this genuinely is, this has never happened in crypto ever. Meaning a rise this fast for just a meme token, let alone a president of the United States launching one, which is wild, and endorsing it, which is wild. Yeah. So, like, are we crazy for buying in here and then going up here? People want to make money in this market. And that's what we're here to do. Like, we are here to like give you the tools, show you how to interpret things, how to read this, how to set up for that, so that you can best be prepared. But just make no mistake, this shit right here, this is literally, you're going to the casino, and you got to make sure that like whatever you think you're putting into here can genuinely go to nothing. So you bet big, you win big, but you bet big, you can lose big, right? Yep. So this is where I want to get people starting to think this way, where it's just like, let me kind of like dip my toes in, right? Let me kind of dip my toes, see what's what. And there's very different strategies for like trading the meme coin game than there is for like, you know, some of these DeFi protocols or stuff like that. But as far as this token goes, I have no idea where this is going to go now, right? Like 75 off a cliff. They launch Melania, right? Then all of a sudden it's like here, Melania goes to.
So everyone went chasing that too, right? There was a lot of people that pulled out of Trump so they could go chase Melania, thinking they're going to get that same rise in that beginning of the chart there that this did. They think it's going to be a second unicorn.
Yeah. And it was, right? It went from literally like 50 million to, I think at the height was almost 14 billion. So if you were paying attention, you watched the Melania post, you could have easily got in. I mean, up to 4 or 5 billion, you could have easily got in at any point. But then you have to ask yourself, like, what is the intrinsic value of these tokens that I hold? Like, what does this do? Meme coins, by definition, do nothing. They're literally memes. They have no intrinsic value whatsoever. None.
Do you think he could change that though?
He could, right? But like they released, so when you look this stuff up and you try to decide like, is this something that I want to invest in? Like they put something out called a white paper, right? Like every token should have like a white paper, right? Where it shows you like, this is the model behind it. This is how the token works. This is what you get. This is who owns it in the beginning. This is who launched it. And it gives you kind of like the overall thing. It literally told you, here's the vesting schedule, meaning like this is who owns it. And this is at what points people that own it are going to be able to sell it. And that's helpful, right? Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really do anything. So it's like, what is Trump going to do with this, if anything at all? I don't have the answer to that. We can only sit here and speculate, but I'd rather keep the speculation out of episode 1 before we get too degen.
Where do you find the white paper?
So on their website, right? So if you went to, if you go to like Donald Trump's Twitter page, here, hold on, I'll find it for you guys real quick. If you go to Donald Trump's Twitter page, you'll be able to see like once he had this original tweet out. Oh, and he's on a Twitter space now too. He's on a live. That's crazy. Oh, the inauguration is. Sorry. I was like, wait a minute, what's Donald Trump doing on the live? So he had the website was, the Trump memes are undefeated, man. I swear to God, it's so good. They are so good. And he's such a troll.
Are you going to share that tab?
Yeah, I'm happy to share this tab for sure. So you guys can see the craziness that I'm actually looking at on Twitter. This is wild here. Yeah. Some of these things. Wait, hold on. You guys, you see it?
Mm-hmm.
This was some of my favorite. Was the Chris Christie like McDonald's one? Trump is a troll. Trump is such a troll. But where is the? How much did he tweet? Where is it? Hold on. Wait, let me go back to the top here. So inauguration here. Get Trump memes. Okay. So there's this. So let me share this tab instead. Okay, so you see this?
Yep.
Okay, so this was essentially the website that he ultimately tweeted out, right? Which was like, this is all the information you're going to need to know about this token. And when you go through this, right, I did a full deep dive on this. And for those of you that know Junie or that don't know Junie is my AI like virtual assistant who breaks all this stuff down super easily, right? She's like a custom AI like GPT that I literally just copy and paste this link. And I say, Junie, give me the easy breakdown and explain this to
Oh,
me.
wow.
Like,
That's great.
yeah, it's incredible. She's going to make an appearance on this. But look, you hit now, buy with a debit card or buy with crypto. You hit with a debit card, it takes you to Moonshot, right? Like that's what I was talking about. This makes it easy. But what this does, right? This shows you what is this about, right? Are now freely tradable on the blockchain. Okay, cool. You get a piece of history. There's nothing here, right? And this is where it shows you who owns what for how long, right? Like what is actually trading out there. And we're going to be able to do this like at some point. This is like the nerd of the nerd stuff. It's not like the sexy shit, but this is probably the most important stuff that you want to read before you buy any token. So you understand like who's holding what, because you could buy a token and then 5 minutes later, like literally somebody just dump their entire allocation on you. And then next thing you know, you're holding nothing, right? Like your entire position went to zero. Your entire valuation went to zero. So this shows me nothing, Magic. Look, buy now with a debit card. Buy. That's all it's telling me. Join the community. This is your chance to join the community. It's all about fighting for what matters. It encourages a culture of success and optimism to make the world a better place. Go Trump! Yay! That's it. That's all it is.
Frequently asked questions section.
What? Like this is the best. These are the answers. Yes, this is the only official Trump meme. What's the official contract? Here you go. How can I get Trump memes? Click on those buttons above. What's a meme? Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Oh my gosh.
This is literally the best copy and paste job like ever. But the good thing is when you use Moonshot, you have to KYC. For those obviously in the VeVe fam, you are very familiar with what it means to KYC. For those that are not, this is obviously know your customer, anti-money laundering practices, right? Why do I have to do this? Because they want to know who owns this shit. Like they need to know who it is, because if they're creating your wallet, they're going to need to tie your wallet to your name and to your identity, aka to your credit card, right? So here's how it is. MoonPay. Oh my God, they said Moonshot. Like user services like MoonPay. Oh, I was going to say, did they just mix that up? But yeah, this is it. Like nothing here. That's it. Nothing shows me like what do I get with this, right? So like when
now what?
Yeah. What else should I know? Nothing. So now it's like, well, what the hell do you do now? So it's like, well, all right, now at least you're armed with the information of knowing this ain't gonna give me shit.
Yeah.
Put that into your checklist of like how to make the right investment decision, and we can create checklists as we go through this as well. Magic, we got content for days. I'm telling you, this is.
I know.
Yeah.
So do you think he talks about it today?
On his no, I don't. If he talks about it in that speech, and you own Trump coin, I mean, look, can you afford not to hold it? I mean, if you have a couple of bucks, or if you bought it already and you're still holding it, like, and you're kicking yourself because you didn't sell it $75, nobody calls the top, you're fine. But if you're still holding and he does mention it, you're going to be in the best position ever, because that thing will go flying. If he actually does mention like, oh, I have a crypto, like, oh, and shout out to everyone. Like, what could he possibly say in an inauguration speech, Magic? Like, tell me what he could possibly say about a meme token, like in his inauguration. He might say something about crypto, you know what I mean? Which he probably should.
Well, he could say something about crypto and do an, oh, by the way, I believe in this so much, I launched my own meme coin.
Yeah, you're right. He could. But that would be the craziest shit I've ever heard.
He does some crazy stuff. So
a presidential shill during an inauguration for a meme token. That's it. This bull market, if that happens, that is the match that lights this bull market on fire, and we are off to the races. I'll tell you right now, like, people better hold the fuck on, because that's going to be crazy.
So with this one, I mean, I'm a conservative investor anyways, and I
There's
didn't
nothing
know what was
conservative
going on.
about this.
So I put in what I'm okay with losing. If I throw a couple $100 and it goes to zero, it doesn't affect me being able to eat dinner tonight. It doesn't affect me being able to pay my mortgage. Now, I know somebody in the fam that made 50K, dropped a boatload and made 50K.
Congrats. God bless.
And
I want to see that happen all day, every
you just have
day.
to know what your risk tolerance is. And ultimately, like, my personal strategy with anything I invest in is I only invest when I am comfortable not having the next day or at any point in time.
And that might sound like literally just like the record on repeat for a lot of people, but like, y'all need to seriously listen to these words, listen to those words. If you put something, because human nature, right? Like, because we're in the people business at the end of the day, right? Like, we're Spaces hosts, like, we speak to people every day. Human nature is like, I want to get rich.
It's greed.
Like, if I want to get, like, how do I get rich, and how do I get rich fast, right? Crypto is the fastest, like, or rather visually what people see on the timeline and everything else. It, like, everybody shows how, quote, rich they got really fast, like, on the timeline. Nobody ever is going to show you how much they lost leading up to that. So that is the thing you guys need to keep in mind. So instead of hearing, oh, only put in the middle what you're willing to lose and blah, 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 think about, like, everybody that you're seeing that's, quote, making money and generational wealth and yada, yada. Ask them to show you, like, how much they've lost in other meme coins before this. And then you can make your decision on, like, oh, I'm really missing out. Do not be bummed. I promise you. Like, we've been in the trenches. I have definitely been in the trenches for, like, way too long. And you guys are going to be able to benefit from that, because if all the mistakes I've made and the money that it's cost me, you guys are not going to have to make those mistakes. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I saw it run up, right? And it's like, even when it was going up to in the 20s, I thought, should I buy more? Should I buy more? But I'm watching it in disbelief. Again, this is coming from somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience. And I'm watching this going, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. And I don't know what's going to happen. And so it was like, no, I didn't. And then I wake up and see it at 70. And it's like, of course, there's that feeling of like, dang, like, man, if I had just done that at 29, but you cannot invest that way. And you cannot think that way. You cannot continue to beat yourself up, whether it's a loss or it could have been a better win. Hey, if you're still up, that's great. That's a success in itself. Like, you made money very quickly. And, again, like, I could go back all the way down to what I originally bought at. That's on me. And I chalk it all up to ultimately learning. Like, every single time I do any of this, I'm learning something. Good, bad, whatever it is, I'm learning something.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, it is. I think what you said is really, really important when it comes to, you said, oh, when you woke up and you saw it, like, moving up to like 20, and it's like, do I buy more? That is, I will try and train everybody's brain here. That is the last thought that you should have when you see something climbing, right? I'm going to rewire everybody's brain to think, I bought at 7, now it's at 20. Should I take some profits now and then let the rest run, instead of, do I buy more? Because that is how people find themselves in a hole, because you bought at 7, then you bought more at 20. Now, all of a sudden, your average goes from what was $7, you bought at $20. Right in the middle, you're literally looking, now you just raised your cost basis to $14 if you bought the same amount, let's just say, argument's sake. Why would you want to do that? That means that you genuinely think it's going to keep going. That was impressive enough as is. You have no idea where it's going to continue. Everybody has, it's like Monday morning quarterback, right? Like, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Oh, if I would have sold at 70 and I would have bought at 20, and like, yeah, great. The basis and how you win at crypto, the meme game or any other game, buy low, sell high, sell higher. That's it. Buy higher, buy low, sell higher than where you bought it from, and you will never have a bad day. Thank you, Dev. Please take your profits. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't listen to me, because some in my chats I'm saying, like, this thing's going to 100 billion.
That was going to be my next question, actually, because I've seen that everywhere. I went this morning on the tweet about Robinhood, and literally so many comments in there. It was like, we're 100%, we're going over 100 billion. Why is that narrative out there? And why do we come to like that specific number?
Yeah. So I think because that's just like, that's a psychological level, right? That's what people think, right? It's like 10 billion, 50 billion, 75 billion, 100 billion. That's just the next psychological level. But people say that, right? Because it's like, well, does that actually like make sense? When momentum is going, you hear people just, because they envision it in their mind, right? Like they think like, like this is it. And who are the people actually saying those things? The people that probably have massive fucking bags of this stuff that are like, this is where it's going. I genuinely said going to 100 billion when I literally sold my, like pretty much 95% of my position to then rotate and lose in other things, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Not that that's it. I promise you, I have a decent trading record, guys, but this is going to be more of an investment program. But yeah, like you live in the you live in the trenches, you die in the trenches. That's how this works. But yeah, 100 billion is like this psychological level that people are like, why do people keep saying that? The tokenomics makes sense for it, right? Like that white paper that we saw in terms of who owns it, how much they can sell, and when they can sell, and yada yada, right? But ultimately, it's like, does it really, like, where's the money going to come from? And that goes back to the last question that we just talked about. It's sucking liquidity out of everywhere else. Like you see people selling off amazing projects that they've probably been invested in forever for the quick dollar. And that's how you get burned. That's how you get burned. Yeah. So I don't know about 100 billion at this point. Anything is possible. After seeing this, anything is possible. Shout out, Bill. Appreciate you. Anything is possible, in my opinion, right? Like to me, this was the impossible before. I never thought in a million years I'd see what I saw here. But if there's one thing that I am not anymore, is like, I'm not surprised that every day in crypto is literally a brand new day, and like shit changes so fast that like your head spins. So yeah, if you're in here though, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, man. It really is.
So who started this other meme token, the Make Europe Great Again? I know that Elon's been tweeting about it. Elon and Trump have their romance and whatever's going on. Like, how does that all play into all this?
So, so for those that don't know, right, like Elon was a very, very big advocate and a very big donor to Trump's campaign. I think he donated something like almost like $150 million, like to Trump's like presidential campaign, which was wild. So something like $50 over the $50 million like each month over the last 3 months to like help push him across the finish line. And Elon was Elon and now VeVe, which was obviously one of his other opponents that then turned into like his soon cabinet member. And they launched the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Doge.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. I did not even know that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yo, shout out Max. What up, baby? Let's go. Long time no speak to my boy. Shout out Max, Janie. What's good to the Omi homies? Appreciate you guys. Yeah. Like the Department of Government Efficiency, and their soul, it was Elon and
VeVe. Genius. It's so genius.
How smart. And ultimately, like their whole thing was like, we are going to cut costs like across government, because people genuinely don't realize like how outdated the shit, I mean, crazy how outdated the shit that like our federal agencies are using, the systems, the computers, the programs, the software. Literally computers from like the 80s and early 90s is shit, like Windows computer, like 95. Like, what are we doing here? And they're now going in there and they're cutting all this shit. And when you start like ruffling feathers, right? Like you start making a name for yourself, and people in Washington, if they're not aligned with you, it's like, But look, that's where it comes down to like your political alignment. But for me, I look at Elon and I'm just like, I genuinely view Elon as like somebody who wants like the best for humanity at the end of the day. Like my man's launching rockets looking for civilization on fucking Mars. Like, what are you doing with your Saturday afternoon? You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, so yeah, it's crazy to me, but yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, I think the whole Elon thing is a godsend. I think he doesn't care. He's got more money. He's worth $400-500 billion. Like he can say what he wants, and we have the X platform, like with free speech, to be able to like. I mean, let's be honest. We've seen some crazy shit being said on the timeline on X. No, Magic?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's been some crazy things being said out there, but that's your time. That's your town hall. That's your public square, right? And free speech should be preserved, like for like a lot of different things. So yeah, man. But that's kind of the Elon connection, and I love what's happening with it. I think it's great. I think
So is it just some random person though that launched that meme coin, right? Just
the
sort of.
Doge.
No.
The Make Europe Great Again.
Mega.
Yeah, literally just some degens that randomly do. Like, just for reference, like when I saw the news come out, you know how there was the TikTok ban that was coming up, right?
Right.
And then Trump was like, no TikTok ban when I'm getting inaugurated. This is crazy. Like, I need y'all to unban TikTok, because like TikTok went dark for like a few hours. Remember? Right?
Yeah.
TikTok completely went dark. Shout out, Bonger. Appreciate you, bro. TikTok went dark for a few hours, and Trump was like, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm getting inaugurated tomorrow. Obviously, if you all know Trump, he's a fucking egomaniac, right? At the end of the day. So he loves himself. And he's like, no, this is not going to happen. So when you have shit like that happening, like, anybody can start. I started a meme coin called Vine because I saw Elon tweet.
Oh, you did do it?
Yeah, I launched one. I was like, fuck it. It didn't do shit. But like the degens and the bots, I ended up making like 3-4 soul, which is like, I don't know, $700-800. So it was like in like 40 seconds.
Whoa.
But then I give it all back. Yeah. Because then I invested in Make Europe Great Again, because I saw Elon tweeting about it. I'm like, oh, Elon's going to keep tweeting. And I think that shows he didn't keep tweeting about it, and it literally went to shit, and I lost my entire investment. But it's fine. It is what it is. That's the meme. Don't invest more than you're willing to literally see go to zero. That's it. Like, if I really invested money where it's like I'm like going to be reeling after like that thing, I'm like, oh God, I would not be here talking to you, Magic. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, any degen can launch any token, anytime, anywhere on any chain. It's insane, the tech that we have today. So you want to launch a token, Magic?
What would we call it?
I don't know. Stay tuned, kids. Magic Hour token, maybe launch imminent. Maybe not this episode, but maybe at some point down the road. Yeah, actually,
is that something that you could teach too?
Yeah,
is like the launch of an actual.
I don't
token?
think people genuinely realize how easy. Can I show you guys like really quickly how easy it is to launch?
Absolutely, I have I wouldn't know the first thing to do.
Yeah. So,
and shout out between YouTube and Twitter, we have over 400 viewers. So thank you, everybody.
Let's go, baby. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to share this screen. Yo, you guys are going to lose your mind. Hold on. Okay. Magic Hour token. See, that's too long, bro. That's way too long. Okay. Oh, okay,
you saw in the group chat that who was it that asked me if I was gonna? Was it Village? No.
Let's say what?
Mahalo asked me if I was gonna change my name, my Twitter handle, and everything to Crypto Magic. I'm like, I ain't out here trying to mislead people, thinking I'm an expert, because that ain't the case.
Okay, so check this out. Here. All right. So you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what's called Pump Fund. Right? Pump Fund is a platform that's built on the Solana blockchain.
Why is it trying to give me like freaking vertigo though?
Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I'm talking. Like, this is literally the degen of degen. Like, there are tokens being launched on this platform like every single second. There are tens of thousands launched every single day. Literally.
How does something take like flight? Like, how does something, if there's so many every single day, what makes one do something? Okay,
you know what, let's actually do this shit. Like, I know that we're at like the 55-minute mark, but I don't really care, like, or 65-minute mark. Like, I want to show people how this is done so that people can actually see how it works. Like, what token should we not Magic Hour token, we're not using our brand, but like, think about anything. I was talking to Village this morning, and he was like, he's going to pardon the J6ers. And I was like, is that a token yet? Like J6ERS? Like, is that a thing? And he was like, yeah, that's it. I think that exists. So all you have to do when you come to these platforms is literally like, you go connect your wallet, right? And we'll go through this, obviously. Like, and I know you guys can't see like my wallet screen. I'm putting in my password.
Yeah, guys, give us ideas in the chat.
Oh yeah, tell us what you want us, like, what token should we launch right now? Like, this would be so much fun. Live token launching. Oh my God, Magic, we'd kill it. No, but for the record, we are not launching. This is launching the token for educational purposes. I am not buying any advanced stock of this token. We are not profiting from this token, to be clear. Okay, that needed to be said.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah. Okay, we can't have anybody talking craziness. That's wild. Okay, so here we go. So now my wallet's connected, right? So you still see the screen, right? It shows King of the Hill, blah, blah, blah. So what you can do is you can literally create your own token. So you click here. Actually, no, sorry. Start a new coin. Wait, let me just confirm this. Okay, great. Yeah, that's good. Good. Okay. We did this already. We're good. Okay, confirm. Okay. Why is this like never ending loop? Okay, there we go. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Okay. So, all right, we're going to keep this up here. So we hit start a new coin. This is how simple it is. What would we name the token? Magic, I'm not looking at the chat right now, but like, did anybody throw in any suggestions?
We've got Noob.
Noob, Noob?
Yeah, VeVe. Make America Greater. DYOR. Chicken cutlet. Oh my gosh.
Y'all are retarded. That's crazy. Okay.
So you had to connect a wallet to do this.
Yes,
right?
I did.
How do you pick which wallet you connect, and why do you need to connect a wallet?
Okay. So in terms of, I don't know why this is wigging out with like the screen sharing, because I think it's part of like the same Pump Fund screen. Like when I'm connecting this wallet, are you guys seeing me go back and forth right now?
No, we can't see you go back and forth. I think it does like a.
Oh, okay, got it. I don't know why it just keeps giving me this like never-ending loop, but anyways. Yeah. Well, anyways, just confirm. What are you seeing?
You're not sharing it. You're not sharing at the moment. Your screen share went off.
Oh, okay. That's good though. All right, so perfect. So as far as like why or like what wallet to like download, right? So for Solana, like, and what we'll go through too, like in future episodes, is there's wallets that are completely applicable to like different blockchains, right? So we're going to teach you guys essentially the fundamentals of, I want you guys looking at this from a blockchain perspective first, then from a corresponding cryptocurrency perspective. Hey, yo, June. That's funny, D. I like that. Hey, yo, June. Yeah.
What about
yeah, UGH
token.
YEAA. That would be good. That would actually be. I hate you guys. I really hate you guys so much. So what we're going to teach you guys is which like blockchain first, like which blockchain are you operating on? Because a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to send ETH to this, or I'm going to send Bitcoin to that. It's like, what is the blockchain that you are operating on? Meaning, like, are you looking to buy a coin? Which chain is it on is always going to be the first question. And there's wallets that have multi-chain functionality, right? And what I mean by that is you can trade Solana tokens, you can trade Base tokens, you can trade Ethereum tokens, you can trade a ton of other ones. And there's a lot that are just all encompassing. For the record, we are not going to do MetaMask. I will tell everybody right now, this is not going to be that MetaMask show, okay? We've all grown up. Enough of the MetaMask. It's total shit. We are going to bring everybody into the 21st century and show you guys all of these different wallets, like Phantom Wallet, which was #1 in the App Store a few days ago, and it was that for a reason. You never saw MetaMask #1 in the App Store maybe a while ago, but no more. You need great UI, you need good design, but it starts with what chain, what am I actually doing? Like, what do I want to do with this wallet? And then you kind of go from there. So for Solana, right, for Pump Fund, right, with the screen I was sharing before, and I'll share it again in a second. This platform is, you can launch any meme token in seconds, right? And ultimately, like on the Solana chain, that is exactly like the chain that Phantom built like why they built, essentially who they built their product for. So Phantom was initially launched as a Solana wallet specifically, but now is integrating other chains. Like, so you know how like there's Coinbase, right? And Coinbase has the base chain. Yeah, why is it? Yeah, I can, Max, if you really want me to, like why it's not popping anymore. It was the standard in the beginning because it was the only game in town. You know what I mean? Like genuinely, that's what it was. But people started realizing like, oh shit, like there's other games now because MetaMask hasn't innovated anything really cool. I don't even want to say cool, just like basic functionality that like wallet use needs to evolve, right? Like people use it for different things now. It's been 4 years. You have the same exact wallet. I should be able to look at my wallet in MetaMask and be able to see every single position I have or every token I hold. I don't care if it's on Solana, if it's on Ethereum, if it's on they're just about to institute Bitcoin integration, which is wild to me. Like it's 4 years now and you still don't have this. That's the reason, Max, is because they don't innovate for shit. And in crypto, innovate or you die. And that's what Phantom does really, really well. Yeah. It's a good point, Millie. It's a very good point. It's a good point. But Millie's like, what's the token? What's the token? Because Millie's DGen right now.
He's like, can we get back to building launching tokens, guys?
Exactly. Millie's essentially like, let them launch the token, bro. He's got his Solana loaded up in his Phantom wallet and he's waiting for the CA. I can't wait. I mean, I can't believe he didn't comment like, what's the CA? They're gonna see it on the screen, Millie. You'll see.
Yeah. So and he said great questions, and that's the whole point of the show, right? Is because you're just going and doing your thing because this is you know what you're doing, and I'm like, whoa, roll back. Yeah. Like, okay, I have the website now. Can you launch on any network? How do you know which network you want to choose? How do you know which wallet you're going to connect? So like, I need you to walk and explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Yeah. So D, shout out to D, right? So like, this is what you guys need to reel me in on too, where it's just like, I say that laughing with Millie because when we say CA, right? So when you hear the word CA, that means
I just figured that out. I just figured that out like yesterday.
Yeah. There's so much jargon out here. It's crazy. Like there's so many acronyms for so many different things. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing out here? This is crazy talk. But eventually it's its own language and you'll get used to it. You know what I mean? Like you'll get used to it. But yeah, Magic definitely like 100% like reel me in when it comes to this stuff. Because the ADHD is definitely on fleek. And if you're not going to let me have.
And you get spun up. and then I'm sort of like,
I'm animated with this stuff. Like you guys know how passionate I am about this shit. Like this.
I was just gonna say it shows your passion.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, what was the initial? Yeah, focus. Like, what was the initial question? See, like I'm thrown off. Like, what was the question initially that you had?
So I need you when you can. I need you to share the screen again, and you need to tell me. Mention the website again.
Yep.
Tell us what network you're launching on and why. And what wallet you're connecting and why.
Got it.
And why do you need to connect a wallet?
Got it. Okay.
Dumb question. Sorry. Some of you guys know this stuff. I don't.
No. Like we said, there's no such thing as these dumb questions. I don't know why I'm in this never-ending loop. Share this tab instead? No, I don't want to share that tab. I don't know why the verification is failing. I don't know if it's something with the screen share, but you guys see? Everybody has problems when it comes to this stuff. No, but I don't know why it's actually giving me this, but hold on. Let me just.
Yeah, failed verification. I can see. Now it's showing me that you can pick the name ticker. So there's probably stuff going. You're still trying to connect your wallet, right?
Yeah. But it shows my wallet's already connected here. But anyways. Okay. So you see, the screen you're seeing is go back and then shows name, ticker, description, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So what did we decide? What's the ticker going to be? Noob.
Noob. It probably already exists.
Yeah, it definitely already exists for sure. But anyways, let's go over the conceptual stuff first, right? So it's like, why do you need to connect a wallet, right? Like, what's the drill? Why is it doing this? This is so annoying. Do you see it says sign into pump now or no?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing
and
this.
And it's circle.
Okay, great. Now we should be good. Okay.
All
right. So why do you connect a wallet, right? Like, what is the oh, really? So annoying. Okay, confirm. You want me to confirm 400 more times? Okay, let's just do this.
This looks like a great site, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is, Magic. But my wallet was connected. That's the funny part. Like that's the best part about this. I love this. It's like, wait a minute. If they can't get this right, how the hell are we supposed to get it?
Don't open any more tabs because you're starting to slow down.
Oh, slow.
You're fine right now, but you're getting a little delay again. Video delay. And he froze.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, I think you're back.
So
well, you're still
let's
frozen,
talk about like why
your
why
audio's
would
there.
number. Am I
No, you're not good yet. Close tabs.
good?
Not yet. Ooh, that's a good one, D.
Oh no, hold on.
Do that one.
Let me close.
Okay, I hear you. I just don't see you.
1 second. Close this. Stop
Do a show with Dave, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Wait.
What is this? Next week we invite more. Now you're back.
Do a show with Dave, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Man, let's talk.
We will also be entertaining, I can guarantee that, because we have no shortage of roasts for each other.
Okay. Yo, I'm with Bongo's choice with dim sum, by the way. Like we'll get there. All right. So well, I'll share the screen in a second. I don't know why the screen share thing was wigging out. You guys gotta bear with me because I'm YouTube.
Just talk about it.
Yeah. So ultimately, like, why do you need to like connect a wallet, right? So this is the reason, essentially, like when the way the blockchain works is when you open up, let's say, a digital wallet, right? That digital wallet is stored on chain and secured, right? Like on the blockchain, and it's secured by your 12 or your 24 words. Yeah, exactly. Are you not entertained? By your 12 or your 24 words, right? So it doesn't matter if you use MetaMask, if you use Uniswap, if you use Phantom, if you use whatever wallet you use, your 12 words are linked to your account, but they live on chain. The wallets is just like the user interface and kind of how you interact with the blockchain, right? So what's the point of it? Like, why do we need it, right? The whole point of a blockchain is so that you can securely, transparently, and in most cases you want decentrally, right? Like a decentralized chain like Ethereum or Bitcoin or Solana, I guess you could say in this case, in quotes, is fine. But you have to do this because that is your identity now, right? Like this wallet is yours. And when you log in and you do anything that's on chain, it is going to be tied back to that specific wallet address. And for anybody that knows wallet addresses, it's a fucking nightmare, right? Like your Ethereum addresses are like a 0x394A2. It's like, what? But that is a representation of who you are on chain while you're using that wallet. That wallet is you. It's your identity. It's your money. That is the reason why it is insanely important when you hear us talk, and you're going to hear us talk countlessly again and again. For those that have started from like any point, like before this, because where we're going, they're not going to need seed phrases anymore. But the majority of us have seed phrases. Those 12 or 24 words are the most crucial thing that you can hold on to. Those are the keys, literally the keys to your money. If you're going to put any type of money into these wallets, those words are everything for you. So do not lose those words. And the reason you use the wallet is so that you can then have the ability to interact on chain and go buy things like Trump token or Melania token or dim sum token in Unibonger's case, or Bubba token in D's case, you know. Yeah, he's using MetaMask. Simba, yeah, exactly. Who knows? EVLVD, you know, maybe if you want to launch a token, EVLVD might be a good one. Can't believe O'Neill threw that in the chat. Ridiculous. But that's the purpose of like an actual wallet. That's what you want to do. And then if we want to degen, we can go through the Pump Fund site and actually launch something so you guys can see what it looks like. You want to do that?
Yeah, as long as you're not going to freeze on me again. Minimize the tabs that you have open.
You know what it is? I just kept getting like pop-ups via my Phantom wallet for some reason. Oh wow. Wait, do you guys see that putrid? Do you guys see this balance or no? Oh,
You're not sharing your screen.
oh no, that's good. Good. So you don't want to see the balance in this. You definitely don't want to see the balance in this. Oof. Oh my god, wait, what happened? Anyways. Okay, wait, Pump Fun. Let me just pull this up real quick. Yeah, because I gotta switch the original token because I invested into a meme token a while ago called it was a different take on Kamala Harris's name. Let's just say that, and the ticker
Lord.
wasn't very friendly. So yeah, it was Kamala Harris. Well, I'm just saying. Okay.
My parents are gonna watch the show. I love that for me.
This is not a kid. This is supposed to be a kid-friendly show, is it?
My parents aren't children.
Oh, not your parents. I'm just saying. Hey, listen. Well, welcome, Mama and Papa Magic. At the end of the day, you know. Okay, wait.
They're gonna love you.
My parents aren't children. Okay, wait. Here, let me share this. And hopefully mine. Okay. Okay. I don't know why this isn't like. Okay, confirm. Sign into Pump Fund. Confirm.
It's so good we're not doing this as a night show. This would be a disaster.
Okay. Cancel. Okay, let's wait. Here. Done. I don't know why it's doing that. I think it has to do with like the screen share.
Having deja vu here.
There we go. Okay, so start a new coin. Okay. So this is how simple it is. So like before we even this is gonna what the fuck? This is God's way of telling me like listen. Take it easy. No more launching shit coins. You know what I mean? This is his way of literally telling me like enough of this madness. Like stop.
Okay, so if it doesn't work, can you just as much as possible walk us through what you would be doing?
Yeah, listen. Here's essentially how easy it is to actually do this. There's a section for the name, the ticker, okay? The name, the ticker, a description, and an image. That's it. That's all you need to genuinely launch a token on Pump Fund. That's it. Look, here we go. A name, a ticker, a description, an image, create coin. That's it.
And the image could be anything?
Anything you want that actually describes the coin. Wild. That's it. That is literally the only thing that you need. You have you have the name of your coin, what you want the ticker symbol to be, like what people are going to be looking it up, right? The description, right? What does this actual coin do or what is it supposed to represent? Put an actual image to it and you hit create coin. Now, in this case, you can hit show more options. You can link your socials, which makes it a little bit more credible, right? But at the end of the day, that is as easy as it's going to get. Pumpfund.com, create, and literally name, ticker symbol, description, image, launch, and you're good.
So what chain would we be doing this on?
So Pump Fund is built on the Solana blockchain. So all of these coins that you would launch from Pump Fund would be on the Solana chain. But like,
so I could use,
yeah,
I could connect, and this is a question because I have no idea. Yeah. I could connect Moonshot or Phantom.
So good question, right? So Phantom wallet, right, is what we call a non-custodial wallet, right? So those keys that you get, right, are your own, right? Meaning like those 12 words or 24 words, those are yours. That's a non-custodial wallet, meaning you are in possession of it. So whatever happens to that wallet, it's yours. But the difference with Moonshot is like they partner with all these other providers to essentially hide all those wires. Because think about it. If you what the fastest way to onboard people in mass is not, hey, go to our website, go to the app store, download our app, Write down these 12 words or 24 words, store them someplace safe because you're going to need them probably 400 more times, and then come back, and then you can start using our wallet. Not conducive. Moonshot is essentially a service provider, like a payment provider that hides all of those things. They create a wallet in the background for you and everything, and you just pay with credit card. Phantom, not that. Phantom is your cryptocurrency wallet, decentralized. It is 100% non-custodial because Moonshot, because you're using your credit card, Moonshot is ultimately holding your tokens for you. That's the difference. The ownership aspect is very, very big. Now, that's a much, much bigger conversation for us to have, Magic. But to answer your question, like in short, that's essentially like, that's, am I frozen or am I good?
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah. To answer
so what wallet did you connect?
Yeah. So I connected Phantom Wallet, right? So remember how we said, like, I want you guys thinking blockchain first before anything. It's like, okay, pump fund. Well, I launch a token. The first question you have to ask is, on what chain am I launching this token, right? This is going to be the Solana chain. Then the next question is, what's the wallet associated with that, right? It's not MetaMask. You can, and it's a whole to do with MetaMask. And Max, to your point, is like the fact that MetaMask, like you have to go through so many different steps in order just to get Solana available on there is ridiculous, right? But the point is, at the end of the day, like what chain, what wallet now is it? Like, and like from there, then it's like, well, what crypto do I need at that point afterwards, right? So that's kind of the 3-step process that maybe we want people to kind of take away from this is, I am launching.
Go over that last step.
Yeah. So it's like, so we said what chain, what wallet, and then what crypto, right? So remember how we talked about in the beginning where we said there's blockchains and there's blockchain tech, and then the blockchain tech, right? Then there's cryptocurrency. Like the crypto is the actual currency that makes kind of all the transactions happen. When you hear gas fees, right? When you hear, oh, like the gas fees are crazy on this chain or that chain and blah, 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 blah. Exactly. Thank you, Landy. So like gas fees is like, well, remember, for those that remember in 2021, you were paying an exorbitant amount in gas fees, right? The point is there is whatever blockchain you're on, there is a token that is native to that chain that is going to essentially act as the facilitator that you're going to need in order to trade on that chain. So if you want to buy Trump, you're swapping Sol, right? Solana for Trump. But at the same time, you're also paying gas. You know what I mean? Shout out, Randy. You're also paying gas, right? Like that's the thing. It's like, well, shit, I'm also paying gas. Like, yeah. On the Ethereum chain, you pay ETH gas. And I can tell you right now, gas on the Ethereum, gas on Solana right now is probably like tenths of pennies. And gas on Ethereum right now is probably like 10 to 12 bucks a transaction. So it's like, well, why? Like, why the hell is there such a massive, massive difference? Is because, I mean, that's a much longer conversation too, but people don't realize this. The Ethereum blockchain is really only built to process about like, I think right now currently processes like 17 to 20 transactions a second, which is literally nothing. Like that's like nothing, which is why they build all these layer 2 solutions. And I don't want to get too fancy or ahead of myself, but ultimately that's why you see things like Base and a few of these others. But Solana, they saw the need for this in the marketplace after Ethereum launched. The same way that Bitcoin takes half hour for a transaction, Ethereum was like, well, we could take a lot shorter of amount of time. You know, it might cost a little bit of money, but we could be shorter. And then the next person came and Solana said, well, we could be faster and we could be cheaper, right? But then you start sacrificing a few different things, and we can get into all that stuff in other episodes. But ultimately,
I know you're leaving, like leading me to more and more questions, but we'll be here all day.
I know we'll genuinely be here all day. And I know we're pretty much at like 90 minutes, so I don't want to like overkill. So maybe we can kind of, I'll put a bow in this one where it's like, I want people thinking in terms of blockchain, right? What's the crypto, blockchain? What's the wallet? What's the native crypto, right? That's kind of the order of operations that I want people kind of looking at this as, because when you think like that and you ask yourself those questions, everything becomes a lot easier, because the amount of times that I can tell you that I've spoken to somebody that they're like, wait, it's not on this chain, or it's not like this crypto is not for this wallet. It's like, okay, understand Phantom, right? Services, at least now I know, is Solana, Base, and Bitcoin. So you can do a lot of different transactions on those three chains just using the Phantom wallet, right? But you have other wallets that literally service tons of others, all of them, and make it really simple. And we're going to go through a bunch of those. Uniswap wallet, I think, is an amazing one. There's a few other choices that we're going to go through and break down a bunch of stuff. But we're going to lock up some sponsorship money from those fuckers first.
So are we done with this screen? Can we go back to normal?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
No, all good.
I mean, we could have launched the token, but maybe we save that for, like, we don't want to get too degen magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want people actually coming back to the next episode, not telling us they rugged me on the first episode.
Yeah, fair point. So, okay, just to finish out this this conversation though on launching your own token, meme token, if you wanted to. Yeah. So then how do you get it to do something? Is it just by marketing yourself?
Right. So it's like, what's the quote utility of the token? Like, what does it actually do? Does it give you does it give you a benefit for something? Like, is there some sort of benefit attached to it? And so that is a very, very long answer as well. But ultimately, it is you as the creator of that token that has to give it its value. Because if I can create a token in 5 seconds by what I just showed you guys on Pump Fund, what is going to differentiate that token from the rest of the other tens of millions of tokens that are ultimately being launched at the same exact time, right? And that really comes down to the creator, and you have to and there's a bunch of different use cases, right? Like, is it tied to a specific technology? Is it tied to a specific community? Do you get certain benefits from it? And I'll say this last thing, and I think this can maybe really put it in perspective. For those that don't follow Storytime or Junie or whatever, we launched the Thon token about 8 months ago now. So I launched it about 8 months ago now, right? With the sole purpose of let's build community and let's use Junie to tell some really cool, funny stories. And that was the utility behind it, right? Buy this token, you have access to Storytime and a bunch of this other stuff. We never really enforced it because we're nice people, right? But that was the premise behind it. And we genuinely wanted to push it. In that process, we actually built something, right, that people use today and more are using, called thonswap.com. And thonswap.com is, you want to move, let's say, some of your XRP that you have sitting in one wallet to Bitcoin that's in and you want to move it over to Bitcoin in Bitcoin. That's what's called a bridge and swap. And we were like, this is a problem for people. They don't know how to do this, right? Or you saw with the Trump token, right? People were trying to send money out of Coinbase, and they were just like you, Magic, and you were just like, I'm stuck. I'm at the mercy of Coinbase.
Hours.
Yeah.
I woke up at 12:30 a.m. and I was like, oh, yay, it finally is there.
Yeah, that's crazy, because Solana transfers are literally the most instantaneous transfers of any token out there. It's literally, you send from Phantom to Coinbase or vice versa. It should be there in seconds. It wasn't happening that way. So keep in mind, when you keep your money on centralized exchanges, you guys have heard this before. If you haven't, this is your first time, listen carefully. Not your keys, not your crypto. You hear that incessantly, and that's the real thing. But to answer the question, right? ThonSwap literally solved this problem where it's if you're keeping it in your own personal wallets, I don't have to wait for Coinbase to give me the okay to release my money. That's my money. It's literally living on chain. I decide where it goes. So we built that to give more utility to the Thon holders, right? So for us, now it's just, like you said, Magic, it's marketing. Now you just got to get out there and tell people about it, get people using it. And with ThonSwap, it's that's actually money that's being generated, right? So for every trade or every swap, the Thon community is now seeing revenue. I mean, we haven't started doing distribution because we just literally started getting some traction. I think we've made $300 in BTC rewards, for all the swaps and everything we've done. But that's the goal of it, right? So why would somebody buy Thon? Come to Storytime, have a good time, but also be a holder, because we're going to start distributing, obviously, a lot of the fees that are generated from that platform. Look at it as a Uniswap. You know how you go to Uniswap? Oh no, see, nope. gotta reel that back.
You're getting
Sorry
ahead of yourself a little bit.
My bad. Yep. Did that answer the question?
Sure don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you?
Yo, I forget myself sometimes.
You really do. You really
I swear, I really do.
So how do you distribute to the holders?
So on Sun Pump, right? Like that's what's called a fair launch, like you just saw on the Sun Pump platform on Solana. And there's a lot of those fair launch platforms, right? Where it's just like, look, if you're gonna launch the token, you as the creator, they allow you to essentially like they reserve a little bit for yourself, but you fair launch it so that everybody now has an even or an even chance to go out and buy it, right? And when you launch at like a $2,000 market cap, which is super low. And then the way people make money is the more and more people that come that are going to buy, like now your price is now slowly and steadily increasing. But what happens there too is like as the price continues to go up, what traditionally happened was there needs to be money for people to buy and sell, right? And that's where liquidity pools come in. And I don't want to get too deep into the weeds on that, but like that's where liquidity pools come in, and you need money, right? That has to be seeded by somebody in order to be able to buy, sell. Otherwise, you're just going to get price movements all over the place, which is why you see crypto be so kind of like erratic. And that's what these other platforms have solved really well. So they solve one problem, they create another. But yeah, that's essentially like where we're at. The utility aspect is great. If you're a creator and you're going to launch a coin, it is a fucking huge undertaking. I will tell you right now, building a community is the hardest thing ever. That's why I always say, like, people in the VeVe fam really need to be thankful for what we have, whether it's VeVe product and app and everything else aside. Like the people here and like this community is the most value. I say this till I'm blue in the face. It is the most valuable thing that this entire ecosystem has. And I'm someone who's in many, many different spaces, part of many, many different communities. Nobody has the community, which is the most powerful tool out here. There is a reason why people pay me to get in front of you. You understand? That's why this community is second to none, and people need to genuinely understand how valuable that is. And it's magic for real. It's people like you and Millie, Randy, and everybody else and D, Hanano, everyone else that's running spaces, right? Like hosting. Like that is so powerful. Like take it from me. I've been in these trenches for 4 freaking years. It is invaluable, the community that we have here. So yeah.
Mic drop. So I think you want to go ahead and wrap up for today.
Yeah.
I think we actually covered a lot. You're a bit of a squirrel chasing a nut. So we're gonna work on that a little bit.
Hey, listen, I told you, yeah. Yeah,
but it's good. But yeah, man, I had all these ideas of what I wanted the next episode to be about. Now I'm like, I've been writing these down.
I'm telling you,
I have even more
content for days. There's going to be content for days. Like there's so much stuff, and I want everybody commenting on these posts underneath Magic's posts on YouTube. Like literally, yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't Max, but I'm supposed to be watching because he would have been like, "Hey, yo."
Yeah.
Oh, see, here we go. This is when we know it's time to end.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah. So this was just the like sort of jump off point, introductory to let you know what the show's about. Talk about just sort of the current climate and how
is there 500 people watching us right now?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. It's awesome, right? Yeah. So most of it is through most people will see it because it comes across as like a space on Twitter. So a lot of people are finding it there. That's why it's like a massive to have the StreamYard link up. And then you can see like Evolved, his comment is coming from Twitter. Hanano, thank you for this. His is coming from YouTube. So you get 2 different audiences because of the location. So it's great.
Yeah, Hanano telling everybody to like the video. Yeah.
I like we just hit 500. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I appreciate all the support in the background because it is a little intimidating for me, right, to put myself out here and admit that ask dumb questions. Like, I'm sorry, but
Nah,
if I can't do it with somebody that you know, I've known for 3.5 years, I like, trust, respect, who's very intelligent, I should, then I don't have anywhere to do it. I'm not going to go into a space. And so, you know, I'm glad that we have each other to, you can let me, you're still going to roast me, but you can let me be a complete
100%.
idiot and still teach me and not be like, who is this person? Boot them off the stage. Like, what are they talking about? That's the whole point of this, is that to really help people learn, especially now that we're getting more and more and more eyes on crypto. It's going to get exciting. So I think that these are going to be valuable shows for people out there.
100%. Yeah. I mean, we might start at a once a week thing, but depending on how fast this thing grows, like, I genuinely want this. I was not expecting 500 people to tune into the first episode. Like, I thought this was going to be like Twitter Spaces beginning, where it was like you have 3 people, like 4 people that are like listening in, and it's kind of like, okay, we have to build this whole thing up. But yeah, man, like Nico, shout out, what up? I appreciate everybody like that came through to watch and listen. And Magic, for real, like, there is no such thing. Like Landy said, it is saying it, and I'll say it 1,000,001 times. Like, they're dumb questions do not exist out here. When it comes to money, right? Like, this is your money. Like, when it comes to your money, like, if you don't ask the question, how are you going to rely on somebody else to ask that same question? Dumb or not, whether you think it is or it isn't, I'm telling you right now, everything is relevant. It's just in what, like, where are you along, like, in your journey? And that's like, we're starting at the beginning, and that's what we genuinely want to help people do. So yeah, I'm excited for this, man.
I love it. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody that tuned in, all the super chats, great comments, great questions, everyone supporting. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and we will be posting next week's episode probably over the weekend. Hey, how did you messages me? You messages me.
Wait, what?
Yeah, do you see that? That's not me.
Oh,
I would have spelled it correctly for one. You're somehow logged in as me. That's funny. We'll have to figure that out. I can't have you out here typing messages as me. That's wild. That's the ultimate catfish right there.
Yeah. We need to stop that.
All right. Anyways, thank you, everybody, and stay tuned for next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye, guys.